Good morning, I'm Peter Milios from the Finance News Network. The S&P 500 and the Nasdaq Composite ended Tuesday's session with modest gains as investors prepared for key inflation data to be released later this week. The S&P 500 inched up 0.17%, the Nasdaq added 0.37%, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 0.25%. Retail giant Macy's advanced 3.4% after announcing it would close around 150 of its struggling stores following a revenue miss in the prior quarter. Lowe's gained 1.7% after posting an earnings beat. Zoom Video and Hims and Hers Health rose 8% and 31% respectively, following earnings reports that exceed Wall Street expectations. Viking Therapeutics shares surged by over 90% following promising results from its Phase 2 trial of VK2735, a potential competitor to Eli Lilly's Zepbound, causing slight declines in Eli Lilly's stock as investors showed enthusiasm for Viking's oral anti-obesity drug. Despite this, analysts anticipate continued growth in the obesity drug market, suggesting room for additional players alongside market leaders like Novo Nordisk and Eli Lilly. Data from the US Department of Commerce released on Tuesday showed that orders from long-lasting goods declined more than expected in January, with the leading factor being a large drop in demand for transportation. The latest consumer confidence numbers also fell on worries regarding a potential labour market slowdown and polarised political landscape, according to a conference board gauge released on Tuesday. The board's consumer confidence index declined to 106.7, which was lower than the downwardly revised 110.9 in January and below Dow Jones estimates of 115.1. Those come before January's reading of the closely watched Personal Consumption Expenditures Price Index, as well as data on personal income slated for release on Thursday. Investors will watch these releases for future clues into the health of the economy and for insights into the path of monetary policy. Oil prices rose as uncertainty surrounding Gaza's ceasefire negotiations and expectations of OPEC Plus extending production cuts beyond the first quarter drove market sentiment, with West Texas Intermediate climbing 1.56% a barrel and Brent rising 1.22% a barrel. President Biden expressed hope for a ceasefire by March 4th, but Hamas officials indicated dissatisfaction with current proposals, while Goldman Sachs forecasts OPEC Plus production cuts to extend in the second quarter before gradually easing in the third quarter. Global data estimates a significant 11.7% increase in global uranium production in 2024 to over 60.3 kilotons, driven mainly by rising output from Kazakhstan and Canada, with Kazakhstan expected to lead due to increased production from Kazatomprom. Conversely, iron ore prices have fallen to their lowest level since October 2023 amid concerns over a potential decline in Chinese steel demand after the Lunar New Year holidays, prompting Vale SA to seek increased sales outside of China, reflecting a lack of optimism among miners regarding demand revival from China. Turning to US sectors now, all closed higher overnight except for health, energy and consumer staples. Utilities was the best performer. Looking ahead to the Australian landscape, the SPI futures are pointing to a 0.3% gain. Thank you for listening.